Hello, everyone. This is Adam LeBarr from modelsandmma.com. Joined here today with War Machine. He will be fighting this Friday, October 18th at Bellator 104. His opponent, Ron Kessler. How's it going, War Machine?
It's going well, man. Feel good.
Doing well?
Yeah, man. I got the weigh in tomorrow, so I'm a little bit dehydrated and hungry, but besides that, I'm all good.
Lots of weight cutting, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the worst part about fighting, but what are you gonna do?
Weigh in small, fight big.
Yeah.
Which is good. All right, so we're going to get started. So the first question that I have, you being on an impressive fight win streak, also your opponent Kessler, what is it you're doing in order to overcome what your opponent has to bring to the table?
Nothing, dude. I don't worry about what my opponent does because, and the way I see it, they have to fight me. I don't gotta fight them. So, I make them fight my fight. I make them fight me. I bring myself to the table, so they gotta worry about me. So, I'm not taking nothing he does into account. I'm just going in there fighting my fight, and I'm well prepared. Been training hard, and that's that.
Perfect. Well, and your opening fight was also a really tough one against a guy who's undefeated. So you've definitely proven that you deserve to be where you are within the welterweight tournament.
Yeah, I think so. My last opponent was a tough guy. He was like 16-1. Good record and a lot of skills, and I was able to dispatch him pretty easily.
Yeah, really, really impressive. If you happen to get a victory outside, with this fight tomorrow, uh, or Friday, who is there someone that you prefer to fight, Brent, Rick, before a possible shot
Mm.
at the World Championship?
Yeah, I'd rather fight Rick Hawn. For no other reason than he beat my teammate in the opening round. Herman Tirado. So
Okay.
I would like to just avenge that loss. That's the only reason why. So I'm hoping that Hawn pulls it off so I can fight him in the final.
Now, you saying Herman was your, training partner. Would you have still gone on if he was to have beat Rick Hawn and made it into a fight with you?
Yeah, well, him and I would have only fought if it was in the finals. We had it set up that way. So
Okay.
I mean, we fight every day in the gym, so it's no big deal. So we would have fought, for sure in the finals. But other than that, we would never fight.
Perfect. Looking back at your losses within your professional fight career, 3 out of the 4 are
Hmm.
submission defeats. What is it you're doing to counter the submission attempts and being put in that position?
Nothing. I mean, my first submission loss was my first loss ever, and I mean that was back in 2000 and like I don't remember 4 or 5, and I just sucked back then, plain and simple. And I fought a black belt, and I was out of my league, and I got an armbar. Uh, my second submission loss was in the UFC, and I got caught slipping in Anaconda. Just something. Just I got caught. The other one was versus Alessio, and then he's a tough fighter, and that was right before I went to jail, and I took the fight on like 7 days notice just to make some money to leave my wife when I was in jail. So I was like, I knew I was going to lose, and he eventually got me, and you know that's that. But by no means am I vulnerable on the ground. Those just happen to be the ways that I've lost.
Yeah, well, everyone
Mm.
has their up and downs, but you've seemed to come back really focused and on a great streak. And with that being said, you being more focused and back on track. Is it safe to say that War Machine is back and the rest of Bellator, the welterweight division needs to take notice of that?
Yeah, I'm definitely back. I'm training hard. I got a great boxing coach, Joe Vargas, and my jiu-jitsu coach, always Barry Yoshida. Good training partners, and I mean, I got everything. I got no real weaknesses. I'm strong in every position, every aspect, and I'm tough. There's not too many fighters in Bellator that I think can mess with me. So everyone definitely better watch out because I'm a contender for that belt.
I like it. I like it. Now, out of the 18 professional fights that you've had, what is the most memorable to you and why?
Um, I mean, definitely, it's obviously got to be the fight against J Rock and the Ultimate Fighter finale. You know, I, that was my biggest win, and as far as publicity wise, and that was my biggest fight money wise. So yeah, that was man my biggest fight to date, my most memorable fight for sure. And it was a tough fight. It was a war.
Nice. That's awesome. Do you you're in Bellator right now. You're doing great, coming back on a good streak and a really big tournament. Do you have your eyes set on going back to the UFC at any point?
I don't know. You know, I make no fantasies about. I say best came the best, and I win the tournament. I win the belt, and I defend it 5 times. And UFC wants to buy my contract. I mean, there's just no way that I could last in the UFC, dude. I mean, any given day, I'll get fired on Twitter for what I put on Twitter. I
Yeah.
mean, UFC doesn't let you have any freedom at all, and they want to control everything you do and say. And I won't play the game. I won't shut up, and I don't care if it's for extra money or for whatever. I just won't do it. I don't give a shit. So. And it just wouldn't happen, man. Because I know that no matter how bad they wanted me, and even if I wanted to go, I'm not going to shut up, and I'm going to say something. They're going to fire me. So it'd be futile. It would be dumb to even try to go there. So I could care less about the UFC. Yeah, Bellator gives me freedom, and I'm happy here, and I'm good here.
Perfect. Now, a quick little thing. Give us a story on your girlfriend's last name being tattooed across the front of your neck. There's no going back once your girlfriend's name is tattooed on your neck. You think you found the one?
Yeah, we love each other, and we're crazy. Uh, you know, uh, I got a Mac in my throat, and she got a tattoo on her back that's like a stamp that says "Property of War Machine."
That's
So,
great.
just something crazy we did, and whatever. It was fun, and we plan on staying together, so we're not worried about it. It's just we think it's cool.
That's great. And is she a big supporter of your fights and, showing up and, kind of helping you get through obviously tough training?
Yeah, she doesn't bitch when I have to train. She's there when I get home, and never complains that I'm gone training, and she's always there. And she comes to the fights and doesn't give me any shit, and just you know, she's a good companion. And so yeah, she enjoys it, and uh, we have a good time with it. And it's not a distraction. It's all positive stuff.
That's awesome. Um, Now, who's your dream fight? If you had one chance to fight anyone in MMA, it be current, it be past, who would it be and why?
Um, I mean, St. Pierre is the best ever welterweight, so it'd be cool to fight him just to try and see what you can do against him. So
Really
I mean,
test yourself.
yeah, I mean, he's the best ever. In our division. So I mean, everyone in the division would like to see how they match up against him. So I mean, that would be him. But besides that, I'd really like to fight Ben Askren because I really don't like him, and I just kind of hate him. I want to do mean things to him. I want to poke him in his eye. I want to poke him in his eye and kick him in the balls, and I just want to be dirty and nasty to him. I just hated him.
No
So
rules.
yeah, even in the cage, I'm gonna do it. If I fight him, I'm gonna do nasty stuff to him because I mean, he's such an annoying, retarded fighter, and he just lays on you and cuddles you to death, and he's so hard to stop with the wrestling. You can't. No one's gonna stop him with that stupid style he has. He just hyperactive, never gets tired, on you like glue, just doesn't throw a punch. He's just a boring wuss. I know I'll just get mad. I'll poke him in his eye. I'll kick him in the balls. I'll make it dirty. If I get a point taken away, I don't care. I'll make the fight nasty. I'll find a way to cheat and to win. So it'd be fun.
Has he ever said or approached you in a certain way to look at him in the way that you do, or it's just
Oh
from
yeah,
watching his fights?
yeah. When I got out of jail the first time, I was slated to go be in the season 6 tournament against Carl Amaso, and people, I was saying how like people were saying how I was gonna go to the tournament, go to the finals, and end up fighting Askren. He kind of made like a joke like, I bet you he'll probably be in jail. He'll be, back in jail before the tournament even happens. Like kind of just joking. He was joking, but then it really happened. I really went to jail before the tournament happened, and but it wasn't even. I didn't even do anything new. I didn't do anything bad. It was just I would just freaking the judge came back and an old case bit me in the butt. And I didn't do anything new, and he like got on Twitter and was like, "Ha ha, I told you." Ha, ha. I thought it was a big joke, and that was a year of my life that I had to go to jail for, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't do anything new, stupid. It was an old thing, and I thought the way he did that, was just childish and it pissed me off. I want to hurt him. I hate him.
Well, I think this, if you happen to get through the tournament, it's going to make for a really, really great fight and obviously bring great, views towards Bellator. Now, aside from your hard work, dedication in the gym, who do you owe your success to as a fighter? Any, sponsors, people you would like to give a shout out to?
The only people I could say that I owe anything to in the sport, or the mentors I've had along the way. The first one being Ken Shamrock. Then from that, I went to Phil Baroni. And then, after that, my jiu-jitsu coach, Barrett Yoshida, and my boxing coach, Joe Vargas, those are the ones that have made me into the fighter that I am. So those are the only ones that I could credit or think with anything. Everything else was just my sacrifice and my hard work. That's just every fighter has sacrifice and has to work hard, and that's what I did.
Big names. Are you still in contact with those people still, and any it be training or just a relationship outside of fighting?
Yeah, yeah. Not Shamrock. I haven't seen him in quite a long time, but I talk to Baroni all the time. He's my boy. And I still train with Barrett and Joe. So those guys are always there every day.
That's awesome. Is there a website, Twitter, Facebook, our fight fans and readers can follow you at?
Yeah, on Twitter I'm War Machine 170, and then on Instagram I'm War Machine MMA. And those are the two that I really use for fans, and I'm really active on there. So that's where you can follow me and check me out.
Awesome. So everybody, make sure you go and follow him at those, website URLs that he's just told you. War Machine, do you have any parting words for our readers and your fans before we let you go?
And I just want to thank them all for their support. Sticking by me, and I hope they enjoy my last fights, and I hope they enjoy the fights to come. And I always go out there and I bring it, and I look forward to putting on a good show and then having a good time watching it.
Awesome. I'll be rooting for you, so that's, just
All
another
right,
one
thanks.
added on. Thank you very much for your time for this interview. Be sure to the fans to follow us at Models and MMA on Twitter, Models and MMA on Facebook, and also modelsandmma.com. Also, my website, I own it, I run it, fightersblog.tumblr.com. Thank you very much, War Machine.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Bye bye.